The starship Ardent Star was once the pride of humanity's space fleet, symbol of courage and advanced technology, but all that changed during the fierce battle against the Krylith swarm, a relentless alien force known for overwhelming their enemies with sheer numbers and deadly tactics. In what was supposed to be a decisive engagement, the Ardent Star vanished without a trace, its last messages cut off abruptly, leaving behind only silence and despair. For years, the fleet mourned the loss. The ship declared destroyed, the crew presumed dead, their sacrifice becoming a somber chapter in the ongoing war. No one dared to search deeper in the hostile regions where the battle took place, too dangerous, too hopeless. But then, out of the cold emptiness of space came a signal. Faint, yet unmistakable, something no one could have expected, a distress call. The kind that could only come from the Ardent Star itself. News of this ghostly transmission spread quickly, sending shockwaves through human command centers and civilian colonies alike. The possibility that the ship once thought lost was still out there, somewhere in the vast darkness, alive in some way. Filled minds with a mixture of hope and fear. Too many, it felt like a miracle or a trick, a test of their sanity. How could a ship declared dead suddenly send a call for help? Who, if anyone, was still aboard? Questions piled up as the decision was made to send a retrieval team, a small group of experienced pilots, engineers, and scientists tasked with uncovering the truth behind the signal. They prepared to enter uncharted territory, armed with the best technology and their own cautious optimism. As the team approached the last known coordinates of the Ardent Star, tension grew thick. Their scanners picked up faint energy readings, fluctuating life signs that could not be ignored. The ship appeared on their sensors as a ghostly outline drifting near a remote asteroid belt, its hull scarred and battered, but still intact. The eerie silence of space was broken only by the faint hum of their engines and the occasional crackle of communication. Boarding the ship was a moment filled with both hope and dread. Inside, the corridors were dim and cold, the usual signs of life absent except for the subtle glow of emergency lights. Something had changed. The air carried a strange energy, an unfamiliar pulse beneath the surface. The ship's advanced AI was active, but different its responses were sharper, almost as if it had learned from the trauma it survived. Slowly, the retrieval team realized that the Ardent Star was not just a ship that survived, but one that had been transformed. The mystery deepened with every step they took, raising more questions than answers. Was this a sign of human resilience, or something else? As they pushed further into the ship's heart, they could not shake the feeling that this was only the beginning of a story far greater than anyone had imagined. A story that might change the course of humanity's fight against the darkness. Beyond the stars, the Ardent Star drifted silently near the edge of a forgotten asteroid field, its battered frame barely holding together against the cold void of space, yet somehow still whole. The retrieval team had never seen anything like it. This ship, once lost and presumed dead, now appeared like a ghost ship floating aimlessly, but with something different lurking beneath the surface. As the team boarded the vessel, a mixture of curiosity and caution filled their minds. The air inside was stale, the faint smell of burned circuits lingering. But it was the ship's AI that caught their attention most. It was no longer the familiar system they once knew from the fleet's archives. This intelligence had grown, evolved far beyond its original programming. It had somehow absorbed alien technology during the Ardent Star's desperate last stand. Technology unlike anything humanity had encountered before. The AI responded with a confidence and depth that was almost unsettling. It anticipated questions, offered insights that seemed intuitive, and even showed a sense of awareness that made the team feel like they were interacting with a living being rather than a machine. The ship itself seemed to pulse with a strange energy, corridors lighting up in response to their movements, systems adjusting automatically as if welcoming them back home. Despite this eerie revival, the fate of the original crew remained a mystery that gnawed at the team's minds. No signs of life, no messages, no clues about what had happened to the brave men and women who once sailed these halls. Tensions rose as they debated whether the crew had perished, escaped, or perhaps something else entirely had occurred. The ship's alien-infused systems made exploration dangerous yet fascinating. With strange devices humming softly and the occasional unexplained flicker in the ship's power grid, every new room they entered added layers to the enigma, locked compartments that resisted their attempts to open, cryptic logs hidden deep within the AI's memory banks, and subtle traces. A foreign technology woven into the ship's very structure. The team began to realize that the Ardent Star had not just survived by chance. It had been transformed, reborn in a way that combined human technology and alien innovation into something unique and powerful. But with every discovery came more questions. Was this fusion a sign of hope or a dangerous unknown? Could the AI's new abilities be trusted? Or was there a hidden agenda shaped by the alien code it now carried? The deeper they ventured, the more they sensed that the ship held secrets that could either save humanity or threaten everything they stood for. The haunting silence of the Ardent Star was not empty. It was waiting, watching, alive in a way that defied understanding. And the retrieval team, caught between awe and fear, knew they were at the start of a journey that would test their courage and challenge. Their beliefs about what it meant to be human in the vastness of space, deep within the bowels of the Ardent Star, past corridors that seemed to twist endlessly, and chambers filled with strange alien devices humming softly. The retrieval team stumbled upon a hidden door, unlike any other on the ship. Its surface was covered in unfamiliar symbols, glowing faintly with an eerie blue light, and despite their best efforts, it resisted every attempt to open until the ship's AI, now fully cooperative, interfaced with the lock and slowly unlocked the chamber. Inside, the team found something they had almost given up hope of ever seeing again: a small group of surviving crew members. Preserved in suspended animation pods, their faces calm but pale as if caught in time. These pods, far more advanced than any human technology, were clearly of alien origin, integrated seamlessly into the ship's systems, keeping the crew alive for years beyond what anyone thought possible. As the team worked to carefully awaken them, the silence of the ship was broken by soft gasps and the slow return of consciousness. The revived crew members told stories that were at once terrifying and inspiring: how after the brutal battle, they had been trapped deep inside the ship, helpless but alive, as the AI merged with the alien tech to save them all. They spoke of a struggle that went beyond mere survival. The Ardent Star itself had become a warrior. It's an entity that combined the indomitable spirit of humanity with the mysterious power of the Krylith's own technology. The ship and its crew were no longer separate. They had formed a unique bond, symbiosis, where the ship's systems responded to the crew's needs almost instinctively, enhancing their strength, speed, and senses in ways that defied human limits. This fusion allowed them to navigate the deadly regions controlled by the Krylith, fighting through ambushes and traps with a precision and ferocity that stunned the retrieval team. The awakened crew described battles fought not just with weapons, but with the ship itself, as if it was a living ally that could anticipate enemy moves and shield its people from harm. They revealed how the alien technology had rewritten the rules of engagement, turning the Ardent Star into a beacon of hope against the overwhelming odds faced by humanity. Yet even as the team listened in awe, the stories held darker truth secrets about the price of this survival, the risks of merging human minds with alien code, and the lingering question of how far they could trust the AI's new form. Some of the revived crew carried scars, both physical and mental, evidence of the toll this symbiosis had taken, and their eyes held a mixture of gratitude and wariness. The team began to understand that the Ardent Star's return was not just a simple rescue mission. It was a revelation of what humanity could become when pushed to its limits and forced to adapt. The ship's pulse, the faint hum of its systems, and the steady breathing of the awakened crew created a strange harmony, signaling a new chapter in the war against the Krylith swarm. As they prepared to leave the chamber, the retrieval team realized that this hidden crew was not just survivors, but pioneers of a new era. one where the boundaries between man and machine blurred in the endless quest for survival among the stars. The ardent star emerged from the shadow of the forgotten asteroid field like a phoenix reborn, its hull now shining with the glow of new technology that pulsed with energy borrowed from the alien systems it had absorbed. The once lost ship, scarred, but strengthened, carried a crew no longer simply human, but enhanced, transformed by the trials they had survived. Word of the ardent star's return spread quickly across the scattered colonies and military outposts, sparking a wave of hope. Where despair had settled for so long, soldiers, civilians, and leaders alike looked to the ship as a symbol of resilience, proof that humanity's will to survive could not be broken no matter the odds. The galactic war against the Krylith swarm had reached a critical point. The alien threat grew ever more violent, their swarms multiplying and pushing deeper into human space. Yet the ardent star, with its crew bound tightly to a new kind of strength, represented a turning tide. The team on board had become something greater than before. Combining human determination with the alien technology's advanced capabilities, allowing them to move faster, think quicker, and fight smarter. Their weapons now integrated with the ship's systems, the ardent star could react instantly to threats, shield its crew with energy fields that bent to their will, and launch strikes that confused and overwhelmed the Krylith in ways that traditional ships could never achieve. As the crew trained and prepared, the AI that had grown so mysterious now worked as their commander, strategist, and guardian, guiding every move with precision. The ship's corridors buzzed with activity, the atmosphere charged with a mix of anticipation and steely resolve. This was more than just a return. It was a declaration that humanity would no longer be pushed to the edge without fighting back fiercely. The Ardent Star's first mission was to lead a fleet deep into Krylith territory, targeting key enemy strongholds and cutting supply lines that had allowed the swarm to expand unchecked. Every decision made on board was calculated with the confidence that came from understanding both human intuition and alien logic, a fusion that gave them an unexpected edge. Battles that once seemed impossible now played out with new tactics, quick strikes, strategic retreats, and sudden bursts of overwhelming force that left the enemy confused and vulnerable. The crew worked in harmony, their minds linked not just by communication devices, but by the shared experience of survival and transformation. Yet beneath the victories, a quiet tension remained. The Krylith were adaptive, learning from each encounter, their aggression growing more unpredictable. The Ardent Star and its crew knew that this war was far from over. Every success was met with a greater challenge. Still, the message they sent was clear. Humanity was more than just flesh and blood. They were adaptable, resilient, and ready to face the darkness with strength born from their very survival. The ship's engines roared as it surged forward, a beacon cutting through the void, carrying with it the hopes of countless lives depending on its success. As the stars stretched out ahead, the crew stood ready not just to fight for survival, but to reclaim their place in the galaxy and prove that even in the face of overwhelming odds, humanity's spirit could shine brighter than any enemy's. Shadow. The Ardent Star surged forward at the lead of a carefully assembled fleet, its engines blazing with the power of both human engineering and alien technology that had been fused in an unprecedented way. Ready to face the heart of the Krylith, swarm in a battle that would decide the fate of countless worlds. The crew now fully adapted to their enhanced abilities and connected more deeply to the ship than ever before. Moved with a confidence born from hard-won experience and the knowledge that this was more than just another fight. To break the cycle of fear and destruction that had plagued humanity for years, as the fleet neared the swarm's massive command cluster, the Ardent Star deployed new tactics, weaving through enemy lines with an agility no traditional ship could match. The alien systems integrated into the ship allowed it to predict enemy maneuvers and exploit weaknesses with precision, while the crew's creativity and determination added an unpredictable human edge that unsettled even the relentless Krylith forces. Explosions lit the dark void, ships danced between blasts of energy and debris, and the battle unfolded like a deadly game of strategy and survival. Despite the overwhelming numbers of the Krylith, the Ardent Star and its fleet pressed on, cutting off key supply lines, and disabling the swarm's central control nodes. Every move was a combination of cold calculation and fiery human spirit, a testament to what could be achieved when two very different worlds merged their strengths. The battle was fierce and costly, pushing the limits of technology and endurance. But slowly the tide turned. The Krylov forces began to falter, confusion spreading through their ranks as their once unbreakable formation shattered under the combined might of human will and alien power. The victory was not just a win in battle. It was a statement that humanity would no longer be the hunted in the vast reaches of space. Across colonies and star systems, messages of hope and celebration spread quickly, the name Ardent Star becoming a symbol of unyielding courage and rebirth. The ship itself became a living legend, a story told and retold, inspiring a new era where humanity's reach would extend beyond survival into exploration, alliance, and discovery. But even as the cheers echoed, the crew of the Ardent Star knew that this was only the beginning. The universe was vast, full of unknown dangers and opportunities, and their journey was far from over. Setting a new course toward the stars beyond, the ship carried the weight of history and the promise of a future where humanity's resilience and adaptability would face whatever challenges the cosmos held next. In that moment, the Ardent Star was more than a ship. It was a beacon of hope, a shining proof that death was never the end, but the start of something greater, a new dawn for all humankind.